The Intercontinental Resort in Phuket is just as much a stylish, family-friendly resort as it is a work of art. Discover all the ins and outs coming up. So, this resort has a bit of a split personality going on here. On one hand, it's a well-groomed and modern beachfront resort. On the other, it's almost literally a temple built in the image of the three planes of existence as told by the Thai king in the 14th century. Yes, it's a bit to unpack here, but first, where are we? Phuket, the largest of all of the Thai islands, both in size and popularity, is located in the southwest of the country. Most likely, you'll be flying into the busy airport on the famous Kamala Beach to the north. From there, the Intercontinental is a 40-minute drive down the western coast on Kamala Beach. The layout of the resort is actually pretty important to your experience here, and it's not really that well explained before you arrive. There are two main areas. On the left, the beachfront rooms and facilities, and on the right, you find the majority of the resort itself. Why? Well, it's split down the middle by the main road. But this was much less of a bother than I expected, so don't worry about it too much. And no matter where in the resort your room is, you'll never be more than a few steps away from one of the 5 large pools. Convenience-wise though, the closest 7-Eleven is about a 20-minute walk away. Driving to the resort, half of the time you're going to be driving through mountainous jungle, and the other half through rice paddy plains. My driver was trying to show off his driving while not looking at the road skills, which seemed to be the standard initiation for first-time visitors to Phuket. This driver, by the way, not associated with the hotel. Anyway, when you arrive, you'll be dropped off on the mountainside of the resort, where the reception and the lobby areas are. The lobby is open air with high ceilings and beautiful views of the property, though the design of the lobby itself is a bit dull and generic. We will be seeing a whole lot of this pavilion today, which is the spa by the way, as it's one of the centerpieces of the design of the resort, which was done by Habitat Architects located in Bangkok. A super brief history. There's a book that the Thais know as the Tribhunkata, which was written by a Thai king in the Sukhothai era in the 14th century. The text, one of the earliest known Thai texts, was his interpretation of the 3 planes of existence, where he laid out his ideas of the heavens. While not formally referred to much these days, the significance of the text lives on to this day in traditional Thai paintings, architecture, and other facets of Thai culture. We'll explore how this has been the centerpiece of the resort's design throughout this tour today. First though, let's head to the beach. Down the driveway from reception, there are 2 tunnels running under the main road so that there's no need to cross it. These are basically the main thoroughfare of the resort, and you can walk or take a buggy. On the other side of the resort, you're kind of just thrown into the middle of it, in the sense that once you're out of the tunnels, you pass the Intercontinental Club and then you're here. There's no reception or lobby on this side. I've read that there was a lot of effort put into preserving the pine trees along the beach, as it should be, and it's really one of my favorite features here. They're all over Phuket, but I really haven't seen tropical pines outside of Southeast Asia that much, and I think they give a great feeling to the beach side of the resort. Also, love the color of the pool, which is precisely the color of the ocean, especially on a clear sunny day. If there's one thing that this resort is not lacking, it's staff, and honestly, they're fantastic. At every turn, they're trying to anticipate your needs and taking initiative, and in this case, it really does come from the top down. During my lunch later that day, it started to pour, and the restaurant manager, who was very friendly to begin with, was out running alongside the other staff to get all of the cushions and guest belongings inside. That single moment told me exactly how the service on this stay would be. It isn't surprising then that just 2 weeks ago, the GM here was named as the new president of the Phuket Hotel Association. To the left, you can see the oceanfront and ocean view rooms. There are a few premium rooms that are a smidgen bigger, but for the most part, all of the rooms are basically the same layout, not counting the villas on the other side of the resort. Of course, I would have loved to have an oceanfront room, but if I'm honest, the other side of the resort had the majority of the facilities and was beautiful in its own way, and I was quite happy to be there. The day this was filmed was truly the first almost beautiful sunny day after weeks of torrential rains, which is why the seawater isn't as vibrant as it normally would be. That said, the beach is pristine with what I call comfortably coarse sand and shallow calm waters. With 222 rooms, it might seem like the beach is a bit on the small side, which it is, but there are so many other lounging areas throughout the resort that even at full capacity, I don't think it's going to be a problem. Near the pool on the ocean side is the restaurant Jaras. Open daily for dinner now, Jaras serves Thai continental fusion. And outside, beachside, you'll find Pine, which is open throughout the day as the pool and beach bar with a selection of food as well. I braved a very ominous day and had lunch on the beach, and if you've watched any of my videos, you probably know that I often order the same dishes so that I have a baseline to judge them from. I eat a lot of Caesar salads, and hands down, this is the best one I think I've ever had, apart possibly from one that I had in Tokyo in 2003 that I honestly still think about sometimes. I don't think that I've ever seen a bone-in thigh on a chicken salad before. It was absolutely perfect, and I wish honestly I had one right now. Just above Jaras Restaurant is another lounging area just in front of the Intercontinental Club, with another small and well-hidden pool as well. If you book an ocean view room, make sure to request a high floor and not above the restaurants, unless you enjoy everyone being able to look directly into your rooms. Alright, now on our way back to the other side of the resort, I'll give you a better idea of how this is all connected. You can get a little peek across the street just before we head down into the tunnel. On the other side, you'll pop out at the base of some winding stairs before reaching the lobby again. You've probably already noticed, but the landscaping here is top-notch and well manicured with a variety of species on hand. Now we're on the 5th floor rooftop of the lobby building to take a look at another pool. This one designated for adults only, and if I'm telling the truth, probably completely unnecessary. Let's get back to that design language. So the architects wanted to build their interpretation of 4 central components of the tribune. This all coming directly from the designer. The first one is called the sky on earth. They describe the mirror mosaic tiles as a way to reflect the sky, giving guests the sensation that they're walking among the clouds. Just in case it needs to be said, this entire area of the resort is strikingly beautiful and honestly a complete surprise to me. I think at least that I research hotels a lot, but through all of the photos that I saw of the Intercontinental before arriving, I never really understood how all of this was laid out. I thought the white tiered building was actually not part of the resort. Had no idea it was the spa. The second representation is called the Angel's Floating Abode. So they say, buildings in the heavens were believed to float in the sky, surrounded by the sacred ocean. The reflection of the sky and pavilion on the multiple lotus ponds that surround the area reinforce this idea. Third is the passage to heaven, represented by the stairs leading up to the pavilion, which exists above, not on the ground. Inside is the reception area of the spa, which is as beautiful as it looks and undoubtedly an Instagrammer's paradise. The fourth and final representation is the form of heaven. The pavilions of the heavens are said to be interpreted to be tall and grand in shape, with multi-tier roofs with the uppermost spire reaching up to the sky. The mirrored walls are actually the entrances of the 12 pool access villas at the resort. We can cut through the middle of them to access the primary pools on this side of the property. The ground floor rooms on the right side are all pool access, which I'll actually give you a better view of from my balcony. Behind these pools, on the right side flanking the pavilion, are the duplex pool villas, which I believe there are 8 of in total. And we can take this path back to the elevator for my room located in the building on the left. We'll talk about the room design in a moment, but these lift lobbies and hallways are just a fail. Frankly, it feels like a 90s condominium in Tampa. My room is 4407. The first number, the building, the second, the floor, and 07 being the room. I booked a classic king room, which when I booked said that it had a pool view. At check-in, I was told I was upgraded to a pool view room. Maybe this category is just a higher floor? Not sure. Either way, I was happy with the location and the view. Now, before I talk about the room design and layout, I don't necessarily think there's anything wrong with it. But I don't think the colors and the design match the rest of the resort. And the layout just wasn't great for me personally, as there's no desk or working area. I'm trying to figure out the best way to describe the disconnect. And if you're a cruiser, maybe you'll understand. To me, the resort feels like it was designed by Celebrity Cruises, and the rooms designed by Princess Cruises. Both high quality and great companies, but the former a little bit more contemporary and exotic, and the latter a little bit more wholesome and like traditionally Caribbean. Anyway, there's a comfortable seating area with a nice map of the resort. Note that almost all services, menus, and room service can be accessed via an app that you'll download when you arrive. It's easy. If you have kids though, take care of the coffee table and the bathtub side table. Both of the tabletops are attached only by gravity. Opened in September of 2019, the rooms have mostly everything you need to charge your devices, though you may be charging your laptop in the bathroom like I did, since there are not an abundance of outlets in the living area. The bar area was stocked with glass water bottles, TWG teas, Illy Espresso, and also Nescafe for those who prefer to go rogue. This room layout is something that I'm seeing more and more of in resorts opened in the past 2 or 3 years, where the rooms are overall shallower but wider, with the bathroom spanning the full depth of the room. I'm still not entirely sold on it. Personally, I don't need a floor-to-ceiling window in the bathroom. What I am sold on though are the Tan branded solid marble bulk dispensers. Possibly the best execution of bulk bottles I've seen, which normally I don't prefer in a while. bathtub is large and comfortable, but again, it's in front of a window with rooms directly across. I did like the extra wide balcony though, which had a small drying rack which I appreciated. It's time that hotels stop pretending like it's illegal to hang up a swimsuit to dry on the balcony. And through some video magic, we have a sunny day. Directly below my room, some floors down, you can see the stairs that lead out from each pool access room into the meandering pool. Last up, we have the really disappointing closet area. I don't know what they were thinking here. There's literally no place to put your luggage. I'm sure I could have requested a luggage rack, but it shouldn't be necessary in a room this size. I used the stool from the bathroom. That evening, we had just 3 or 4 minutes of the most spectacular golden light just before sunset. And here, once the sun sets, everything changes. I feel like I'm nearing the age where I shouldn't be saying cool anymore, but visually, the mist against the mirror mosaics against the pavilion was really one of the coolest and most unique things I've seen at a resort after dark. When it comes to investing in the experience for the guests not on the ocean side of the resort, I feel like Intercontinental has hit it out of the park with this one. Dinner in the room was quick and tasty. Only feedback for the room service is that I wish the app gave you some sort of confirmation after your order was received. After sending the order, nothing really happens. The next morning, we take a walk around pre-dawn and head to the fitness center. In addition to the large gym, there's also tennis courts available by reservation. I can't imagine there would be that many people who wouldn't be happy with the equipment on supply. A bit further down is the kids club area, which they've clearly put a lot of thought and investment into. Finally, we have Pinto, the breakfast buffet venue. And if you didn't believe me when I said that there were a lot of staff, just take a look around. A very welcome sight these days. Pinto, especially compared to the other two dining venues, was huge. There was a full spread of everything that you'd expect, plus a few extras like a live satay station, which I spent a bit of time at. And with that, it's time for the flip-flop score. The room design and layout just weren't to my taste at a 6. Being a new hotel, most everything is in great shape at a 10. As I've gone into detail already about, the service, the common areas, and the grounds are where the property really excels, with 10s across the board, and that continued with cleanliness as well. The F&B venues were good overall, but Jaras and Pine felt a bit small and generic. Food quality though was a solid 10. Amenities were great overall at a 9, and the beach, it was a bit small but absolutely beautiful at an 8. Overall, we have a really respectable 91 out of 100, especially for families with young kids who are looking maybe for a more sophisticated family-friendly property. The Intercontinental really fits the bill. I hope you enjoyed this video, gave it a thumbs up, and subscribe so that you can see 2 new flight or hotel reviews every week. And don't forget, it's free.